What has the IHSAA asked officials to do over the course of the last couple of years to try to curb some of the fighting that's gone on, especially during basketball games?
Well, what we try to do as officials, the guys I work with, John Goss and Larry Samano, and sometimes my brother and other officials we talk about before the game, is game management. We try to instruct the players before the game when we meet with them, where you see we get the captains, and we usually tell them that we're going to talk to them throughout the whole game, whether it's out front or in the post. Keep their hands off, and that means body also. But throughout the whole game, we're talking to them, and it helps them save a cheap foul, especially out front when they're hand checking. You try to keep that to a minimum because everybody hand checks a little. But if the kid decides to start to lose the ball, you have to call it, and that's how we tell them. And we usually try to tell the kids when we have these meetings, whatever we say at this pregame, go back to the rest of your teammates and tell them what we have said. Don't just say, oh yeah, okay coach, or all right ref, and then forget about what we said. We usually tell them, go back, especially if it's a big game, go back and tell the other 10 guys right now, or 6 guys, what we just said.
Is it something that you've seen, especially over the course of the last 5-10 years,
Well,
start to diminish?
It's diminished. I don't know what the problem is. Like I said, my group that I usually travel with, my crew, and if I pick up anybody in a crew or even a tournament site, I try to tell them what I do, and then I tell the players, like I say before the game, because you try to prevent things from happening. And it's not so much the coach, the players are what can make you look bad. And if you see a little pushing and shoving, you get in between them and say, hey, that's enough. And if it continues, I've seen it, one of you guys is going to be in the locker room, and the guy that's the visiting team is going to be on the bus. So it's kind of a little threat, but you don't want to do it. And the first thing you don't want to do is ruin the game. And you don't want to have to come up with a technical also. You try to stay away from technicals. I think if you can talk your way out of it, whether it's the coach or the players, they appreciate it. And that comes under communication. And I think if you can communicate, it's like a job. If you can communicate and you have communication skills, you will be successful as a basketball official or football or whatever official.